Hello everyone, welcome back on into Susie Saves. I'm Susie and welcome to August Magic Week. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I hope you are too. If you're getting a Magic Week this week, congrats as well. For those of you who might not know, hello, welcome on in. I am Susie. We are a dual household income of me and my husband. We do not have any debt or kids or anything like that, and we are working to save our down payment for our house. What a Magic Week is basically this month, which is August. We had 5 Fridays, which means me and my husband got paid 5 times this month when we would normally only get paid 4. So it's not crazy, but it does mean that we don't have to put rent or internet in this month, so it gives, or this week. So it gives us a little bit more income to work with and put towards some of our goals. So without further ado, let's get into it. So like I said, we are a dual income household. My husband works in upper management at a big company, so he is salary. He gets $950 a week. I am a chemist and I am hourly. I only worked 4 days last week, so I made $675. All in all, this brings our weekly budget up to $1,625. We are zero-based budgeters, so we will budget every dollar of this and just make sure that we know exactly where everything is going. So first and foremost, like I said, our non-variable expenses, we don't need to mess with this week. So we can move right on into variable expenses. For this week, that's groceries, gas, miscellaneous, and dining. Groceries, the budget for groceries is $60. Gas, each of us get $50, so that's $100. Miscellaneous gets $30. This is just little things here and there if something comes up. This used to be used for like when we would go to our parents' houses and they would say, hey, on your way, can you pick up XYZ for dinner or something like that. This is what that category would be used for, but we have not been using it, and I've debated getting rid of it or moving it into groceries because we have not been doing great with a $60 grocery budget. Groceries are getting more expensive. So I'm thinking about upping this to maybe 75 and making this 15, like maybe slowly phasing it out rather than getting rid of it altogether. But that'll be next month, we'll see if we'll do that. Dining gets $50. This is a meal out for me and my husband, or we could save it and do a bigger meal once a month or twice a month. For our subscriptions, we also don't need to worry about them this week. Because like I said, it is only a, normally we divide everything by 4, and so that's what all of our calculations work off of, so we've already put aside that money of what we need for the month. But we do still have our own spending money. We did not have spending money before April, and so I'm still getting kind of used to having that money to just spend. But I do really like having it be guilt-free and just not having to worry about anything. So without our subscriptions, internet, and rent, I think that's right, we're at $340. Let me see. Subscriptions, rent, and internet. Yep, that's right. So our expenses this week are $340, which is fantastic. So low, so nice. But next week, the expenses will be changing because in September, we're paying our electricity bill. We live with our in-laws, and the grandma has decided that we are going to do that. So we are going to do that. We're going to skip savings real quick and go down to sinking funds. We have 2 target date funds, which is car insurance and phone bill. My husband is still on his family plan. I'm still on my family plan. It's just cheaper for us to do it that way. His family has not asked him to contribute his part of either of those bills. I've been paying mine since I got them. So the stipulation for me driving a car was that I'd pay the insurance the stipulation for me having a phone bill or phone would be that I've paid the phone bill. So that my parents pay for each of these, and then at the end of the year, they tell me how much the year cost, and I reimburse them, basically. Last year, it was $350 a piece, so that's what we're going to be saving up this year. Next, we have car maintenance. This is just, these are the revolving funds, so funds that we put in and we also take out all of the time. Gifts, pets, and health. So if we need something for the pets, we take it out, and then every week we put money in just to make sure there's always money in there. Car maintenance gets $10, gifts gets $10, pets gets $10, and then because I spent a lot out of health last week, we're going to put in $25 this week. Because I had new prescription, and then we ran out of some health and hygiene related products in the house, and it was just a higher week than usual. So $81 towards our sinking funds this week. We are not in any debt, I said at the top of the hour, so we do not have to worry about any debt payments. So this means out of our $1,625, $340 of it went to expenses, $81 of it went to sinking funds, which means we have $1,204 to put towards savings. We have some different savings pools. So first we have a buffer in our checking account. This is because we have bills that get pulled out of this account, and so if a bill was up early or if it cost a little bit more one month or anything like that, it's important to have a little bit extra money in there so you don't overdraw or anything like that. Then we have me and my husband's Roth IRA. We do plan to fully fund these this year again. So with the little bit of extra money we had this month, we put $250 in there towards them this week. Then we have a stock account, and this gets the raise I got last October, which was 3%, which is $25 a week. So now for our savings. This is for a home fund. So we're working on a house down payment. So that is what this money will be used for. Right now it's just in like a savings account, but we'll be moving it into like a high yield or having it in like a CD ladder or something. We just haven't done that yet. We only work in 5s and 0s, so we're gonna go ahead and round this off by putting 4 in our buffer account, which will take that down to that $675. Nice. 5 or 0, so we're good on that. And then that will be the amount that we put towards our house savings this week, which is just slightly more than we normally do, but if you look here, it is the entirety of my income this week going just to savings. So absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really happy with how we've been navigating this wealth building journey that we're on. I don't know if we're necessarily at wealth building yet, but we're definitely surviving and thriving. So that is it for the budget open for this week. If you're interested in the cash stuffing for this, that got released yesterday on Sunday. If you're interested in any of the online accounts we have listed here, those will be listed out on the Transfer Tuesday video. This is where we talk about stocks, what we're invested in, how our accounts are doing. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's just for accountability. But if you're interested in any of that, you can catch that video on Tuesday, tomorrow. So I hope you all are having a fantastic Monday. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.